In other news, the National Union of Mineworkers is expected to announce its new leadership today as it wraps up its 18th Elective National Congress in Boksburg. Our reporter Ziniko Mhlaba is there for us and joins us now live. Ziniko, good afternoon. So how far are we in this announcement insofar as new leadership is concerned? And I suppose the follow-up question would be, what's the implication for the upcoming local government elections?
Michelle, when it comes to that very important first question, we're very far from the conclusion of today's program, which is day 3. Remember, today, some of the things which are meant to take place just today was the issue of the adoption of the financial report, which was done earlier on today. However, we are at a point now where different regions, in this case different provinces, but they are calling them regions in NUM terms, they are currently voting. So they are voting in groups as a province. So some of them have already voted, some are currently voting, and some of them are expected to finish voting just after 4 o'clock. And then after the voting process, all the delegates will be breaking for different commissions, and that is expected to take just over 2 hours at the minimum. And following that, there will be a 2-hour counting of the votes, and that is going to happen after commission activities are concluded. And then after that 2 hours, we'll be able then to get a clear indication in terms of who made it out successfully out of all the people who are contesting various positions. The key positions which are going to be very key out of this contestation is that position of presidency, which is being contested by the current or the outgoing president and the outgoing deputy president. So the presidency is going against each other, and that will then lead to a vacant deputy president if the current president succeeds or if the other faction has decided to field a different deputy president. So though the presidency is highly contested in other positions, so those are the things that are yet to happen today. So according to the people who are behind the program, they're saying that we're not likely to finish any time, or it's impossible to finish before 6 o'clock. So their program is expected to run beyond 1900 this evening. So right now we are busy with voting and then counting of those votes for 2 hours, breaking for commissions for 2 hours. Then we are going to get a glimpse of the results just after 6 o'clock, if my estimations are accurate and if things go according to the current program which we are following at this point.
Yeah, because today is the last day of the elective conference, isn't it? So what are some of the big names being bandied about there, Ziniko?
So when it comes to the program and the big names which are meant to address this conference is the minister in the presidency, Mr. Newzroom. He has not arrived, or he's still in the holding room. We have not had a glimpse of him. And then obviously another thing that is going to be key is the president, who will be coming up successful. He'll deliver a closing remarks, and from that closing remarks, that's when we'll get a sense of where NUM is when it comes to the highly political contested issues. They are in support of the possibility of the South African Communist Party going alone ahead of the local government election, contesting for power. On the first day, the outgoing president did mention and did highlight to the Secretary General of the ANC, who was a delegate who was deployed to pay a message of support to the delegates. He said that, well, as far as they understand the terms and politics of the alliance, well, whatever decisions any of the alliance partner takes, it needs to be respected. And then Balula came onto the stage clarifying the position of the ANC in regard to having reservations about SACP contesting the elections against the ANC. So after this conference, the delegates will have concluded and taken a solidified position on that issue. But also Soil Mapaila was here. He also emphasized that point, that their decision was not a decision of just the leadership of the SACP. It was a resolution of a conference such as this one. So they cannot go back on their word until they get a different mandate from their own membership. So later on, we will get a clear indication in terms of what will be the position of NUM, and the position of NUM will then be taken to the COSATU conference, which is scheduled for later on this year. in September, and depending on how many COSATU affiliates will agree with the position of NUM if they endorse ACP's decision, and that might likely shape the view of COSATU on that position, and then that will take us to the politics of the alliance ahead of the local government elections, which are expected to take place later in 2027. So those are the politics and the positions this conference is likely to start to spark amongst the alliance partners and the broader politics of the alliance, Michelle.
Yeah, it's certainly not the first time we've heard this threat by alliance partners to go at elections alone, so we see how that pans out. Ziniko Mhlaba, thanks for that.